Alright, hey guys, want to do a little different video where you can watch me ride my motorcycle while I just talk about the trucking industry and how it's changed in the over 2 million miles and 14 years that I've been in it. Now, when I first started driving, it was a lot different. The technology was just starting to emerge to really help the drivers. But at the same time, it seems like trucking lost some of its character, whereas it was a lot more free before. Speaking of motorcycles, something about the trucking industry seemed to be a lot more free. If you made a mistake, you didn't have someone breathing down your neck or a dash cam tattling on you all the time. Now, there was ways of them to track you, but it wasn't near as intrusive as it is. Now, don't get me wrong, a lot of this technology really helps out, makes trucking a lot easier, makes life a lot easier for us drivers. But at the same time, at what cost? I think that's probably one of the biggest things that has really changed in the trucking industry. Now, they say there was a lot of camaraderie before I started trucking. I'm sure I haven't seen it. There used to be a lot more people hanging out at drivers' lounges and truck stops and stuff like that. Now people really just keep to their truck, which is, fine. But I will say the whole technology thing where they know every single thing you do, I think really contributes to the turnover rate, where I think before we could make a mistake here and there and it wasn't the end of the world, and we learned from it. And now I think what's happening is, with the dash cams and all that and whatever, the trackers, the way the companies have to see every single thing these drivers are doing, not only is it putting extra stress on the drivers, but I think it's contributing to the turnover rate. And I think it's just going to continue to get worse. But these drivers need to these companies need to hire other drivers to put in the place of the drivers that they keep firing. And I think that companies are starting to understand that it's actually really hard out here for us drivers, psychologically and everything, with all this pressure. Most drivers can get their way out of a bind, but it just seems, from my experience, with a dispatcher breathing down your neck about what route you need to take and to save so much fuel or this and that, it really intrudes on the autonomy of being able to really be your own driver and to have autonomy and control over what you do. It seems like they have full control. And maybe that is by design. Maybe that's so in the near future we won't have to rely on us drivers. I don't know. But it sure seems like it's going that way. Now, I'm not a conspiracy theory saying that robots are going to take over trucking, but I will say that I think there's going to be more and more driver assists in the truck, for good or for worse. And there's definitely been a lot of growing pains with that, with the automatic braking systems and lane departure and this and that. A lot of times they will fail and do more harm than good. So we'll see in the near future what ends up happening. But boy, that's probably the biggest thing in trucking that's changed, is just the technology. And I say it's probably done as much good as harm. I don't think anything exists in a vacuum. I don't think anything's perfect. So yeah, we'll see what the next 14 years entails, and hopefully I'll be out of it by then.